Good afternoon and evening, and welcome to the Sunday Spin. Brand new edition here. Welcome to springtime. My name is Greno. I want to thank our gracious sponsors on the Sunday Spin. That would be Grooves Records in San Francisco, California. Our friend Kevin Chanel. Kevin and family are suffering a loss right now in their family, so I want to give our condolences from the Sunday Spin team. And also the goofy, wacky Ostro brothers there in Colorado Springs over at What's Left Records. I was just in there yesterday working Vinny, and what a crazy scene. But Vinny, great to see you. And how are you doing, my brother?
Could not be any better, Greno. It's great to see you. I'm glad you had a great time yesterday. Things are bumping down here in San Diego, as you know. And I couldn't be more pleased to introduce the guest we have this week. We are very privileged to have the wonderfully talented Miss Katie Mcnorgan from the band Pink Snot, all the way up from Winnipeg, Canada. Manitoba, Katie, I'm guessing here.
Yeah, it's Manitoba's the province. Yeah.
Welcome,
Valley High School. Shout to the 6-4 geography department there. Thanks for joining us today, Katie.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So Vin, we always like to let's flash back to wonderful times of the beginnings. So why don't you get the pedal to the metal on that one? You always state it so eloquently.
Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that, Katie. We always like to ask, first musical memory, if you can recollect.
First musical memory.
What happened?
First musical memory of probably, geez, I must have been about, I think 6 years old, and I was with one of my friends, and we decided that we were going to make a band, but we didn't have instruments or anything. So we took this Beatles record and we were just kind of making it into a sample somehow, pulling the record back and scratching the heck out of it. And we recorded this song we made, and that was the first musical endeavor or memory I had, aside from listening to lullabies and stuff when I was a kid. But
fantastic. Fantastic. You wouldn't happen to remember which Beatles record it was, because
it was off the White Album
as we speak.
Yeah, it was off the White Album. I can't remember what song it was, though. That was a long time ago.
Crazy. The White Album. Great answer.
Wow.
And the instruments that you were using, guitar based. I mean, what was going on there at 6? It's kind of hard. Was the Fisher Price xylophone out, or what were you guys doing musically?
I remember, basically recording with a Fisher Price cassettes tape player with a microphone there. Even my first actual band I was in, we used to have one of those, and we would just tape over the top of some crappy band's tape, and we just hit record and put it in the corner, and it was 3 of us. We were a grunge band or whatever. Yeah, terrible recordings, but
yeah, but the humble beginnings. I mean, again, not to sound like Father Time, I mentioned a lot that I can remember plugging my electric guitar into my stereo for lack of an amplifier. So it makes you appreciate what you have now, I'm sure. So
oh yeah, big time.
Fabulous.
What are some of the early bands that really kind of inspired you to get started to play your own music?
Oh, well, I really started getting into grunge music when I was around I guess 11 years old, and then I quickly got turned on to punk rock as well, and then kind of my musical tastes kind of developed as I grew older, as much people do, unless they kind of stay stuck in the same rut or whatever. But
right,
yeah, I guess the first favorite band was Nirvana. a million other people. But you know, like once I started listening to Operation Ivy, and I found out from that band, like I found out who Op Ivy was from Green Day, because they covered an Operation Ivy song on like their very first album. And yeah, I fell in love with Operation Ivy, and then it just kind of sprouted from there, like with my love of punk rock. But I listen to all different types of music. Like I even like Beach Boys, or you know, like 50s 60s type music and stuff. But yeah.
I think, Katie, it's so important, especially when you're blossoming as a beginning musician, to be as much of an antenna as you can musically, to listen to the Beach Boys and listen to the Beatles and listen to punk rock and listen to Nirvana. Yeah, it helps meld who you are, not only as a musician, but as an artist, in my honest opinion. How old were you when you first picked up the guitar?
I was 13 years old. I wanted to play guitar, and I asked my parents, like, "Oh, can you know, maybe get me a guitar?" And they're like, "No." So they're like, "Go get a job, by your own," or whatever, right? So I got a paper route, and I worked this terrible paper route up in freezing cold Winnipeg here, only until I was able to afford my first guitar, and then I quit that job. I did get a real job after that, but I mean, yeah, so bought my first secondhand guitar when I was 13, and then I started a grunge band.
At 13, wow, a little under the radar. You know, the average ages for our guests here, usually for first bands, 16, 17, some a little later. Very interesting that it was that young. Mostly cover tunes at that time. What were you playing?
No,
Really?
actually, I started writing all originals then.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So, and I am 37 years old now, so yeah. I've been writing originals for a long time. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome. That's so punk rock too, that your job, like you know, roughed it out for that job just to get the guitar. I love that. That's such a great story.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's the things that we do to play rock and roll music, you know, it's really cool. Definitely. So what about the first band that you were in? Like, what was going on with that? Like, what were you guys doing? What kind of music?
Like the first like real band?
Whatever stories that go well with that for you know.
Well, like after my grunge band, that, like, you know, we just played in a basement and we never really played a show, but then when I started a punk rock band after that, we were called 2 for 25, which some people might know that lingo, but anyways, yeah, we started playing like clubs and stuff, and we recorded I think it was an 8-song EP, and that band lasted for maybe like 2 years. And then I kind of formed another band out of the ashes of that band called No Hope. And that was like pretty hardcore. Like it was like kind of like No Effects meets like Suicidal Tendencies sort of. But like, yeah, I don't know. It was a hardcore mixed with like really fast stuff with like solos. And yeah, that band didn't last super long either, but we did record like at a pretty professional studio with John Paul Peters. He's worked with like Propagandy and Comeback Kid, who are both from the same city that we are. And yeah, so those are some of the earlier bands that I was in, but you know, nothing too tremendous or anything. You know, we never really toured or did anything. We just played locally with those bands. So
hey, you're doing it though. That's the thing. Yeah.
And I love that she mentioned, Grenna, that she mentioned basements as opposed to garages,
right?
Which I'm certain makes a lot of sense in Winnipeg. But you know, we're veterans of garages, and I love the sound of a basement.
It's
We recorded a basement. I've
right
told
here.
Bruno that a couple million times. What do you love about playing in a basement?
Oh, I don't know. I think like it's just it's a good area, you know, like to play in. Like here, it's like way too cold for like more than half the year. So yeah, if you were jamming in a garage, you would have to have it like heated and insulated and stuff. And we don't have the best like crime rate up here too. You know, there's lots of theft and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't want to leave my equipment in a garage. But yeah, I don't know. Basement's always just been like where the band plays together and you know has fun and yeah.
Yeah, we love the acoustics that a basement provides as well. There's just something about that subterranean environment. For me, I always use the word spongy. Glenn, you know that.
Mhm.
The recording process. Do you guys do a lot of recording on your own? Do you find yourself going to a lot of studios? Because that's not something, you know, that's a pricey endeavor for starters.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah, it's a big time. It is. Well, all of our demos that are up on Bandcamp, we do them all at my lead guitarist's apartment, which I'm actually at right now, and we're in the middle of demoing a song. So we're gonna have a new song out by the end of the day.
Oh, great.
But yeah, he's great. Like he knows how to use all that stuff on the computer that I know nothing about. I'm not very good with technology. I'm good at writing songs, but yeah, he kind of just mans the computer and records me. Aside from that, though, we did just record 2 songs in a professional studio. The recording studio is called Ricochet Recordings, and it's with a nice gentleman named Jordan Voth. And so those 2 songs are still being mixed. They should be out very soon. And we're actually going to be doing a full-length album. Probably going to be recording that in June, July-ish, tentatively there. We just have a couple of things we got to get finished up first. But we have a massive amount of demos. Like we already have like a double album worth of demos up right now. They might not be up forever. So, I mean, download them while you can. Maybe they'll be rare one day or something. But kind of what I wanted to do with this project is just, you know, get the best songs possible. Like, you know, just put out a bunch of music and then handpick them. And I think it might even be a little bit painful because, you know, you'll want more songs for sure than end up going on an album.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. You know, I think a lot of people that have, you know, got back to me, like gave me feedback on the band. It's all been positive. You know, the only negative stuff, people are like, oh, well, you know, can't wait to hear it with like, you know, real drums, or because we were just using computer drums on our demos, right? But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to put a full length debut out and have people actually hear what we sound like. And we're going to be playing our first show on the 30th of May as well. And we're actually lucky enough to open up for the Satanic Surfers and No Fun at All. So it's going to be a great first gig. So.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Yeah, that's excellent news. And, you know, we'll definitely do what we can to help promote that show coming up for you down here. Spread the word, get some people, get some of our friends that maybe aren't, you know, that close that maybe can get there anyways. Will there be any way to access the show like online or anything?
I'm going to try to get someone to record it for sure. So maybe we could do like a live feed of this show.
That'll be excellent.
At least for my band, because like I probably would want to get permission just for, I'm sure the other bands would be fine with it, but yeah, I'd definitely look at doing that. I'm sure we can get someone to record it. It'd be pretty cool. Cause yeah, I mean, for the people down in the States or even, you know, in other parts of Canada that can't obviously get out to Winnipeg. What we're hoping on doing too is playing lots of shows, and hopefully we could get on some festivals and stuff. I mean, for this year, it's kind of a little late. I mean, most of the bigger festivals are all booked up, and hopefully by next year, once we have our album out, we'll get on some rad festivals, and this band, it will be the second band I've been in that's definitely going to tour. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I haven't played a show in like more than 2 years now. So it's even just to be hitting the stage again. Is gonna be...
You're ready to go, definitely. I bet.
Oh yeah, I'm fired up. Like I can't wait. I'm just gonna give her on stage.
One thing I did want to mention, Katie, is I really do want to congratulate you on the direction that Pink Snot has been taking recently. I really do love the new sound.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's harder, and it really fits. And what do you attribute it to, Katie?
Well, kind of like when we first started, I was trying to find more or less like find the band's sound. And for the most part, I write every single part right now, but we did just find a new bass player who is amazing. And I can't wait until he starts writing bass parts so I don't have to do it. But maybe I'll be a little sad when I have to let that go as well, because I'm having a lot of fun writing all the bass riffs and stuff. But I think it was like after about 10 songs in where, we were really started, maybe even more than 10 songs, come to think of it, because we have like 24 songs up on our Bandcamp. But I think it was right around, I think we made a song called Dear Departed Friend and one called Tomorrow's Never Promised. And we recorded them like consecutively, like one day after the other there. And it was then when people were like, wow, this is great. So yeah, we kind of started finding our sound there. And I've just been more or less experimenting with a lot of other things that are really taken well. And yeah, the band is still progressing for sure. So I don't think we're going to just hit one style and be like, that's it, and then make the same song over and over again. I'm a very eclectic musician for sure. So like, obviously, if you listen to a lot of our songs, you can tell I'm hugely influenced by a lot of 80s punk rock and 90s punk rock. I mean, our band is basically a 90s band that's stuck in the year 2020. So.
I would not say that at all, Katie. You definitely have a 90s sound if you really want to categorize it and put it into a box, which I always hate to begin with. But no, the new sound is definitely something altogether different from that, in my opinion. And I'm a huge fan. And I got to tell you, if America hasn't heard of Pink Snot yet, they're going to.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys head on over to Bandcamp. And also they have a YouTube page with some cool videos, a lot of demos up. So take advantage. Definitely with the new material coming out. They got some demos up. So like Katie was saying, these could be some rare tracks. So go grab
a lot of very cool stuff up there, I can tell you. Yeah, the YouTube channel is great, by the way.
Follow them on the Bandcamp and subscribe to their YouTube page as well. And Katie, yeah, it's such a treat to have you on. One thing I was digging about the sound is just the high energy nature of it, Vin. It's and there's melodic sense to it. There's heaviness to it, but this melodic, and then you guys are doing harmonies and like, yeah, I was digging it.
And Katie mentioned the Beach Boys earlier, and there's definitely, in my opinion, there's a hearkening to that. It's very subtle, and it fits the band very, very well. The melodic is the word, Greno. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's a fantastic collection of stuff that you guys have put together in a very short period of time, I might add. Some guys take forever to get singles out, don't they, Greno?
It's different for everyone. So you're gonna make it down to the States? That would be great. We would love to have you guys down here at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like in the very near future, as long as we can get onto something that's like viable for us, basically, we definitely will be headed down there. It's just a matter of time, I think. So like I myself am very excited about that. I mean, I haven't been to the United States in a very long time. Probably last time I was there was when I was like 17 years old. So it's a really long time, like 20 years I haven't been to the States. So
Well, it's exactly the way you left it, Katie. Let me tell you, nothing's changed, right, Greno? No, seriously. Musically, it's as good as ever, though. And yeah, I'm sure this country's going to welcome you with open arms once that does happen. And you know we're rooting for you, Katie.
thanks. Yeah, so many great bands from the States. I mean, I couldn't even I couldn't even name them all. Like it would take like a day. I'd still be going after a day. Just name me off all the bands.
I think we take it for granted sometimes, don't we, Greno? How rich and lucky we are to, for example, I lived on Johnny Cash Parkway for a while when I was in Tennessee, a couple miles from the gravesite. And you do take it for granted. So yeah, there's a neat amount of history, Katie, that you'll get to appreciate when you're here as well. And I'm not going to spoil it for you by naming sites. You're going to find them on your own, and the magic will be all yours.
One of our favorite bands has chimed in on the show. So we want to thank them for interacting. We'll put up this comment. So our friend, the Wabash Cannons.
San Diego's newest sensation, right?
Nikki Royster. Yeah, our friend from the 64, our friend from high school. She's the singer of that band. And yeah, thanks for chiming in. We love you guys. And yeah, we're spreading the word about Pink Snot here on Sunday Spin and just having a great time with Katie. And Katie, tell us about your bandmates. What kind of people are they?
They're all wonderful people. Brandon, the lead guitarist, like I've known him since I think we're about like 16 years old, maybe.
Oh wow!
In and around there, and he was in several bands with me actually as well, growing up there. So there's a lot of musical like history there. So it's very easy to ask him to join the band, and I was very glad he said yes. And I don't know how I'd be recording all these demos without him for sure too. So yeah, he's a blast. And then our drummer John, I've known him for a really long time too. I never played in a band with him, but he's played in many local bands, and he's a fabulous tattoo artist as well. So hopefully we'll get him to do some Pink Snot symbols for us in the near future too. And then lastly, our bass player who just joined, we kind of went through a little bit of trial and error with some great people, but this wasn't a good fit with them. And we found our bass player, Mike Deadly, he goes by. I've known him since I was about 18 years old. Again, he's played in multiple bands. And funny thing with him, I hadn't seen him probably since I was 18. So, but I asked him, hey, do you know anyone that you think could pull off the bass? And he was like, me. So
there you go. Right. That's being brave. Definitely. That's awesome.
And Greno, how great is it that again, despite the miles of story, pretty much is familiar, right? Friends from high school, known this guy 30 years. Yeah, there was this lapse in between, but we picked it up like it was last week. And
it's rock and roll.
Yeah, but it's going to pull up my heartstrings. Absolutely. It's rock and roll, but it's more than that. Forgive the pun. It's brotherhood or bandhood or brother sisterhood, whatever you want to call it. But it's a beautiful thing. And I'm glad you have that in your hip pocket there, Katie.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing for sure.
We'd love to have the whole band on, just in speaking to you. I think it would be a kick to maybe have you guys when you're practicing something, maybe even belt out a tune or two again, like sometime in the future. But we'd love to, meet the rest of the band and interact with you guys on the spin. And I know our viewers would just really dig that. So
I'm sure they would love to. Yeah, definitely we'll arrange something in the near future. Yeah.
Sounds great. Awesome.
Well, and in the meantime, Katie, we always like to give our guests a couple minutes for their shout outs. It's very important to us. It's a part of the show that we want to offer you a chance to say what's on your mind for 30 seconds. Absolutely. About your friends, artists, people in the biz. The floor is yours.
Oh boy, shout outs. There's way too many shout outs to fit in.
Always is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really good show coming up on the 14th of April at the Royal Albert. Comeback Kid, the Cancer Bats are playing, and Meantime and Withdrawal are playing. It's a hardcore show, great bands. That's going to be amazing. I mean, there's 1,000,001 shows coming up as well. I'm pretty excited. Not a Winnipeg band, but Lagwagon's coming here on May 16th. They're going to play in Winnipeg on Lagwagon Day.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be at that concert. We're not playing it, but I'll be in the crowd. So
definitely. That's great that there's more shows happening now up there again, because I know you had mentioned that, things had closed down and stuff. Are you seeing like more, like a really bright future for that? And obviously, hopefully Pink Snot, can climb aboard some of these great bills,
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like locally, I'm sure we'll be playing with some more great bands, and hopefully, like I said, we can get on some good festivals and possibly do some touring as well. Maybe support somebody a bit bigger than us and get our foot in the door and have some people check us out.
Terrific. And speaking of checking Katie and her fabulous band from Winnipeg, Pink Snot, they're on YouTube, they're on Bandcamp. No excuses, guys. Tremendous artists. Katie, thank you so much for joining us this week on The Spin. It's been a true pleasure, and we wish you the best. Hope you knock them dead.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and
our pleasure.
Your show coming up on the 30th. That's great. Like, we're really excited for you guys. Anything that we can share too, we want to let people know. We do have a Sunday Spin Facebook page. We're happy to, share stuff on there, information about upcoming shows all over the world. Thanks to people like Katie for joining us from Canada today. So Winnipeg, in fact. Are you a Jets fan?
I guess so.
She guesses. How about the Blue Bombers? There's one for you, Greno.
I'm more of a hockey fan, yeah, but I didn't really pay much attention to them this last season, so yeah.
Yeah, priorities have been kind of, non-sports related lately. Hate to say it, but hey, Greno, baseball season's starting though. Anything can change, right?
Oh yeah, with springtime, it's always a good thing. So yeah, definitely. And also, Katie, I wanted to mention we've got an affiliated radio show that's on KCOS, and it's called Greno's Grooveyard. So if you want to send me over some music, that'd be great. We can talk off air, or we can just send it to our anonymous collective Gmail. But yeah, I'd love to play some of your music on there, and again, help spread the word about your kick-ass band. We're really stoked on Pink Snot. So we want to try and get Pink Snot and Wabash Cannons to play a show together, right?
What a show that would be. Boy, what a powerhouse combination, huh?
To California, yes.
Yeah, you know what? I have not heard that band. I'm going to definitely check them out as soon as we're done here.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
San Diego's newest sensation, some very dear friends of ours, and you're going to dig them very much, Katie.
Yeah. And Katie,
I don't doubt it.
Thanks so much for taking the time. You're a wonderful guest, and we really appreciate your originality too with your music. It's so great. It's like as we all, get older in life, it's easier. We know so many people doing cover bands and stuff, and the fact that you're still songwriting and inspired to do so, and like really writing some kick-ass tunes. More power to you, and just thanks again. It's been nothing but a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, and you guys are doing a great a great job here, you know, helping out musicians get the word out. I mean, yeah, that's what it's all about. So
It's super fun. Yeah, we couldn't. Again, it's all about the guests and wonderful people like you. So it gives us an avenue to spread the word. And yeah, we love doing music. We still, you know, we're kicking around and in our 50s, still playing music together, actually. And so it's a blessing. But yeah, we really appreciate your time. And go Pink Snot. You guys go to Bandcamp, go to YouTube, and stay tuned for big things ahead. Full length and a
No
bunch
doubt.
great stuff from this band. So again, Katie, nothing but the best. And yeah, we'll talk again soon. Sunday Spin, folks. We'll be on next week. Vinny with the one, the only, Mr. Frank Sesich. It's
Wearing the hat in the man's honor today. Absolutely. Can't wait to see him again. What a wonderful man with some wonderful stories.
and I can't wait to have Pink Snot on, man. The band, like, we want you guys to rock the Sunday Spin House. So we'll talk about that at some point in the future. Hope everyone has a great week. We'll be back again. Want to thank our sponsors, Groove Records and What's Left, those crazy Ostro brothers. We love you. And yeah, happy spring to everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Stay positive, stay happy, and always stay rocking. So
And don't forget to listen to my man on KCOS tomorrow night, the greatest show in independent rock, the Groove Yard.
Katie,
Thanks, guys.
again. We'll see you guys next week. Awesome.